nice? Wasn't that lovely? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm not in Kansas anymore, my friends. I'm going solo. Going solo at my daughter's while she's camping with the fiance. But it's not camping, it's glamping because they're in a motorhome. Yeah. She's up there with his parents on a piece of property with the lake and a river, whatever. I think it's the Susquehanna River. Anyway, she's camping. I'm here watching the dog. They took one. I'm here with Lily and the two cats. The demon, oh yeah. The vampiress that you never see, and Gypsy, who goes in and out all night long. Anyway, first of all, I want to say something to all of you. When you let me rant and rave about that chick at the grocery store, oh my God, it was great. It was great. Your comments were fantastic. They were. I loved them. I loved them. Go back, read the comments that other people left. I loved a lot of you. You said, Denise, if that was me, I would have went right back in there. I was like, oh, these are my kind of people. These are my kind of people. Anyway, and I held my tongue. You know, I did. I held my tongue. I try to be nice when I can. Anyway. And for all of you that went to watch the video with the picnic table and the restoration, thank you so much. I appreciate that as well because it brought back memories to you, maybe things of value that you love and that you could never get rid of and they would be so priceless. So thank you guys for watching that video and leaving me the comments because they were genuine comments. But what you did not know when I was making that video in the backyard, because you only got the chance to see me basically from the waist up. I know, horrendous is you don't want to see it from the waist down anyway. But anyways, what was happening in the nether legions, which was my foot, okay, this foot in particular, a couple of days prior, I am one of those senior citizens now. I know, hard to believe, but it's true. It's true. It's happening. It's happening right before my very eyes. I'm starting to get old and I'm withering. So like me, like other women my age and men, we start saying, you know what, we have to get rid of some stuff. We have to. So your girlfriend D, yeah, that's correct. In this body, I make fun of myself anytime I can. Believe me, you have to. Keep your sense of humor, will you please? Anyway, I'm going in a crawl space. Do you know what a crawl space is, my friends? Let me tell you what it is. It is a crawl space, is about this wide. About as wide as your friend, okay? Yeah. And you have to crawl in there. That's why they call it a crawl space. And you start bringing out the crap you've accumulated for 43 years. 43 years. So I take it upon myself. Doug is not helping. I just do this myself. Going in there, crawling on the knees that are crickety. The knees are crickety. It's like a bone-on-bone thing at this point. I go in and I start pulling stuff out of the crawl space. So, you know, this entails a little exercise, just so you know, because you're pulling it out, which again is an exercise. You have to stand up. You have to bring it out into a room. And then you have to repeat the process like a gazillion times. Well, it's Halloween. It's Thanksgiving. It's Easter. It's Christmas. And Christmas is a Christmas overload like you can't believe. Well, my friends, I call my daughter. I say to her, listen, you got to come here. She got her own house. I'm sitting in her house right now. I said to her, you need to come to the house. You and Chad, her fiance. I said, you need to come to the house, bring his truck, and start picking out some of the stuff that you want, because I particularly cannot have this in my house anymore. It's ridiculous. I'm taking it to the Goodwill or the Salvation Army. Come. So she went, okay. Meanwhile, my daughter says to me, you know, Ma, the mattress that you bought me, Stearns & Foster, my friends, Stearns & Foster, it's the Cadillac of mattresses. I'm just letting you know right now. I sold them for a living. Take my word for it. They are the Cadillac, Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, and Porsche of mattresses. So she says, I'm going to wrap the mattress up. It's a twin size. You know, I don't use it anymore. Now, meanwhile, I'm going in my head, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Hey, that mattress cost about $1,400, $1,500. So I said, oh, you're not going to use it? Well, bring it to the house. Bring it to the house. I'll use it in a guest room. The so-called guest room I'm going to try to make with all the crazy crap in the room now that I have just pulled out of every storage space. So she goes, oh, that's not a problem, Ma. That'll be great. I said, very good. So she goes, I'll come over. And I'll come over over the weekend. This was last week. I said, very good. She comes over with Chad, right? She brings the mattress. It's a heavy bitch. It's a twin size, but it's heavy. You have no idea how heavy a Stearns & Foster mattress can be. Anyway, neither here nor there. They forget the bed frame, okay? They forget the bed frame. So Chad goes, I'll go back to the house and get the bed frame. Now, you have to go over 2 mountains, down 2 mountains. Believe me, it's not around the corner. But it's a beautiful drive, as you've all seen. Denise is losing her mind anyway. She's losing her mind. So Doug goes, well, I'll go with you. Now, the 2 men go, and I'm like, okay, it's just me and my daughter. Fine, terrific. So I look at Erin, and we're sitting there, we're talking, you know. I said, hello, can we go upstairs? I said, and start moving some of this stuff. You could look at it. So she goes, oh, yeah, Ma, let's go. We go up the stairs, open the door. She hasn't seen this room. She hasn't seen this room. I opened the door. I said, don't judge me. Do not judge your mother. Open up the door. There is crap all over. All over. Like I have it stacked up in piles all over the place. And I look at her and I say to her, well, pick out what you want. Take it home because I don't want it anymore. So she goes, oh, my God. All right. She says, I'll take all the Halloween. I'll take the Thanksgiving. I said, very good. Very good. I'll take some of the Christmas. Oh, I was so happy. I was like, oh, good, good. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. What is that song? Let it go. Let it go. Well, that's how I felt. But there was so much more left. Oh, my God. So much more. So I said to her, maybe some of your girlfriends would like some of this stuff. You know, I didn't buy cheap shit. I'll be honest with you. But I'm done. And I'm not looking to sell it or have a yard sale or any of that stuff. Because you know what? They nickel and dime you to death. I'd rather see you go to people that actually want it. And I say, well, there you go. And then I'll hit the Goodwill and the Salvation Army and it'll all go. Anyway, getting back. So I see this bag, a paper bag. And I'm thinking, what the hell's in the paper bag? So, and it's wrapped. There's something wrapped in the paper bag in a sheet. Now, it's one of them slippery sheets. It was like some sort of satin sheet. I have no idea. I didn't even know where this thing came from. Well, it's a square dish. Glass, my friends. Glass. Sharp edges. Well, your girlfriend goes in and wraps it, and Butterfingers like I am, boom, it falls on my left toe. My left big toe. DNA now is going all over the place. Oh, yeah, we got DNA upstairs. I look at my daughter after I went, ow. I look down and I go, shit. Because now the DNA is splashing all over the place. I look at my daughter. She goes, oh, Ma, that don't look good. I know. We must stop immediately what we're doing. Well, the DNA is now on the rug upstairs. It's on the rugs, the staircase going downstairs. DNA. On the rugs, my area rugs coming into my house, the hallway, DNA. You have to pass the kitchen, DNA on the hardwood floors. Boom, I get into the bathroom. Well, the DNA is on the rugs, it's on the tile. And here's your girlfriend. Now, I'm some sort of acrobat at this point because I'm turning on the faucet on the tub. I'm shoving my foot on there, not the whole body. I got the leg lifted up. I'm 66, okay? So, and I'm in this body. Hi, this body. This body is not an acrobatic body. It's just not. I put the foot under there. Well, the DNA is making the water look like it's fruit punch. I look at my daughter. She goes, you know, Ma, I think it needs a stitch. I think it needs a couple of stitches. I go, I know, you're right. You're right. But we're not going. We're not going. Now, that'll be in another video. I'll probably do that tomorrow, and you'll understand why I'm not going there anymore. I'm so disgusted. But let me not say anything else. Wait a minute. So I say to her, get in the closet, get the gauze pads. She goes, I can't find them. I said, they're in there. Meanwhile, the water is running on this open wound. The DNA is filling up the tub. And I'm like a nervous wreck. But I'm not trying to show it. I'm keeping calm, composed. Because I'm thinking to myself, shit, I need stitches. But no, it's not happening. So I say to her, there's gauze pads in there, get them. Meanwhile, the DNA is going right through the gauze pads. And I'm saying to myself, holy crap. I said, there's more gauze pads in there. put pressure on it. Let's put pressure on it. You would think I was some sort of doctor. I'm not. Neither one of us have any kind of medical degree. Me and my daughter, nothing. I said, put pressure on it. We got to stop the DNA. So she's putting pressure on it with the gauze. I could see the DNA coming through the gauze. I said, there's tape in there. There's gauze tape. You know, the kind that goes sticky. I said, get it out. Let's wrap my foot in it. Swear to God. I wrap my foot. She's wrapping. I go, make it tight. Make it tight. Like a tourniquet. So she goes, make it tight, make it tight. So she's making it tight. And I'm like proud of our workmanship at this point now because it's no DNA is leaking because I don't know what we just did, but it's not leaking. But again, I don't have enough bandages. I don't have enough gauze pads. Like I don't have enough in the house. So I pick up the phone to call Doug because he's out with Chad going to get the frame. And I hear the phone ringing upstairs. He never brought his phone with him. You know, this is the one thing about this man. I always tell him, bring your phone with you. God forbid there's an accident. Well, there was. So I call my future son-in-law and I say, Chad. And I'm very nice and very calm. I'm sitting on a recliner. My foot is up in the air. Because I'm thinking, well, keep your foot up. And I call him. I go, Chad, can you just stop at a grocery store, please, and pick up some gauze and some tape? He goes, what's going on over there? I said, well, there was an incident. Angelina is fine. It's me. I cut my big toe. It's pretty bad. I'm going to need it. Okay. Not a problem, he says. Not a problem. Well, I'm waiting. And I'm waiting. And me and my daughter sitting in the living room. And they come in and they start regaling me with stories of what went on in the grocery store. And it's like, hello, there's a woman in this house. And they're talking about what was going on in the grocery store and how Chad had to show him this old-fashioned grocery store. And I'm sitting here going, the DNA. Hello, the DNA. Well, we did take off the wrapping and then we rewrapped it and all. And I am now, I'm alive and kicking. But I want to share the story with all of you. Now, it's a week. It's a week. And I still have a big gash on it. It's healing. You know, it's getting that crust that it needs to do. I did myself really, it wasn't good. Wasn't good. But anyway, I'll be back tomorrow because, again, I'm house sitting 1 dog and 2 cats. Enjoying myself. I'm going to make some of the corn. I'll have some of that. That's what I picked up when I was there at the farm stand. I'm so glad. See, we went from such a calming beginning of a video. They say, oh, Denise, it's so tranquil where Denise lives. Look how beautiful it is. Yes, yes. To, oh my God, what the hell just happened? That's my story, my friends. So in that video, when I'm sitting there, the feet are naked underneath that bench. They have a pair of socks on now, a pair of socks, because we don't need a bug crawling on Denise's big toe. But when I made that video, that's why I got a little teary. Well, not really. I got teary-eyed because no less I'm thinking about my father, but I'm also like, oh my God, my foot is throbbing. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Be kind to one another. The heart is all that matters. And if, oh God, it's a cat outside by the window. You know, you can't make it up. All of a sudden I hear whistle. Oh, God. Oh, she'll want to go in and out for 2 seconds and go back outside again. That's how it is here. That's how it is here. I'm just letting you all know. Anyway, my friends, I'll see you all soon. Can you relate? Leave it in the comment section below. Has any of these kind of accidents happened when nobody's around? Excuse me, I'm speaking. She's outside on the window. Let me show you. Yeah, there she is. Now, Miss Jealous just jumped up here because I called the cat's name. This is Miss Lil, the chocolate lab. Well, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I know I will. I'll be here babysitting. Hello. Right, Lil? Oh, God, your breath. It's terrible. Goodbye, my friends. Give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. You know your old friend D. I'm just going to come on here, tell you a story. Because this actually happened to my big toe. Hi. Bye-bye. Oh, the breath.